We come now to verse 28 of the 9th chapter of the Gospel of John. We're having an increasingly tense conversation here between the man who was born blind and now sees, courtesy of the miracle working power of Jesus, and the religious leaders who are trying to find some fault in the entire incident by which they can accuse Jesus. And of course, the immediate target of their ire is this man, and they've been interrogating him, trying to get some kind of inconsistency in his story, to which finally the man retorts, what's going on here? Do you really want to become his disciple as well? Sort of a cheeky question he asks. And of course, that is all it takes to uncork their anger at this point. So we have Kai, the connective, and loidoresan. This is a somewhat unusual verb in the New Testament. Loidoreo, contract verb, is the meaning of the base verb. It means to revile, to rebuke, to more or less condemn or make light of, or those sorts of things, to treat with contempt. That's the idea. And of course, that's what they do here. So they reviled is the idea. Third person plural, aorist, active indicative. They reviled, auton, masculine accusative, singular, him. They have reviled him, kai epon. From lego, I say, third person plural, aorist, active indicative. Su, and of course the presence of su there is to be emphatic. So you, emphasis, mathetes. The word for disciple, we get the word mathematics from that, as well as some others. In the nominative, this masculine noun of the first declension, that's why we have that ending there. So you, disciple, a. This is second person singular of a me. You are, so you, disciple, are a kenu, kind of a disparaging way of putting it, of that man. Genitive, masculine, singular, you are a disciple of that man. They won't say his name, of course. They won't condescend to dignifying Jesus by actually saying his name, but they obviously are seeing now a sharp distinction between the loyalties of the man and their own loyalties, which they allege are connected to Moses. So, hemes. This is also emphatic to more or less stand in contrast to Su. So you are a disciple of that man. Hemes, we, the first person plural pronoun, we, de, but we, too, the genitive singular masculine article, museos, of Moses. So we are disciples, Moses, Esmon, first person plural, present active indicative of a, me, we are, and then mathetai, predicate nominative, again, disciples. So you're a disciple of that man. We, of course, they say in a kind of snooty way, are disciples of Moses. It doesn't occur to them that if in fact they are repudiating Christ, then they are in the same way, in the same moment, repudiating Moses, a point that Jesus himself is going to make abundantly clear as the story in the gospel unfolds. So we see this increasingly sharp distinction, this division really at this point, in which these religious leaders are basically distinguishing themselves increasingly as those who are fully blind to the evident display of God's glory among them, as it might be seen in Christ.